All right, so here's an example that I'm saying. This guy, Anthony Aguilar, they prop him up because he's a Jew hater without validating or verifying nothing that this guy says.
Every American sitting at home right now needs to realize that you are paying for a genocide.
Rise up! Rise up, America!
Stella Inger does an incredible job at exposing this guy on every level. And I'm just gonna give you two examples. This is him on the news lying about a boy getting killed in Gaza. And these people, they don't fact check him. They don't consider it. This is the propaganda that I'm telling you guys about. Check this out, and then I'm gonna show you how he got exposed earlier because he was disgruntled, and this is why he even coming out and being anti-Israel in the first place. Roll the clip.
And as you can see in the pictures that were shown in the beginning, we later found out that he's 10 years old and is amongst those that were gunned down on the road back to the Morag corridor.
Anthony Aguilar sold the media a story, but he left out the truth. The boy he described is alive, and according to my sources, he was found alive, doing well, 2 weeks ago in Gaza. And this week, Aguilar made headlines again, arrested after interrupting a Senate hearing to denounce U.S. support for Israel. He was later released. Now, the boy's real name is Abdul Rahim Mohammed Hamdan. He is 8 years old. I reported on this story as Aguilar was hailed as a whistleblower hero when he went public with this story, claiming the child was killed while getting humanitarian aid.
This particular site where the IDF had their position where they would shoot at the crowds to contain them along the route going back towards the coast. This young boy was amongst those that were gunned down on the road back to the Morag corridor.
Aguilar worked with the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, contracted through UG Solutions, and under the Trump administration, in coordination with Israel, GHF replaced the United Nations, getting food straight to the people of Gaza, keeping it out of the hands of Hamas. Aguilar tried to undermine that. Now, according to my sources, once Aguilar made these claims, the search for the boy and his family began. Yet no one in Gaza had heard of a child being gunned down. There was no body ever found. UG Solutions says Aguilar was terminated. He claims he resigned. The media ate up the story because it fed their narrative. But in journalism, integrity matters because without it, stories turn into lies.
She's so amazing. She does these little videos and it's just exposing it. It's not, my whole thing is this. It's not only what a person does, it's why. He never saw the body of this young kid. It never happened. So what would make a man get on television and say he was one of the people gunned down in these things? This is another example of where they claim the IDF is shooting all these people and they never have real examples. He lied and said that kid, as if he saw his body, and people believed him at face value. And now look at it, the kid is alive and well. Let's go to the clip where the kid is alive and well, right here. Roll it. Got a fresh haircut. He got a face, right? That's a fresh cut. In Gaza.
عبد الرحيم.
Yes.
انت ايه شعورك ان انت هتطلع برا قطاع غزة؟
برا قطاع غزة عشانها حلوة.
حلوة؟ طيب تمام.
And now they rescued him out of there and the kid living his best life. What are we talking about? I want to play the clip of Stella Inger exposing that guy the first time because she kind of alluded to it, but this is the full expose, and this is like, I don't know, a minute clip. She literally exposed this guy's whole career in a minute, and the news can't even verify or fact check nothing that he's done. Roll the clip.
Gaza, I can only describe as a dystopian, post-apocalyptic wasteland.
This guy is starting to go viral, so let's get ahead of it. This is Anthony Aguilar, a former Green Beret with 25 years of military service. He is being hailed as a whistleblower hero. He's accusing the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation of crimes against humanity, and the media is eating it up.
We, the United States, are complicit. We are involved, hand in hand, in the atrocities and the genocide that is currently undergoing in Gaza.
Aguilar was not an outsider. He worked on the ground in Gaza, contracted through UG Solutions, the security firm supporting the mission. And the text messages you're about to see, well, they were released by legal counsel for UG Solutions, and they flat out contradict everything he's telling the media now. So here are some of those text messages showing he praised the mission. You're doing an AF phenomenal job. You're crushing it. It's a privilege and an honor to see America's best doing this work. You're making a difference every minute. So what changed? Well, on June 13th, he's terminated, even though he says he resigned. June 14th, according to legal counsel, he starts begging to come back. I don't want to leave. I can be of huge value. Take advantage of me as an asset. June 21st, the pressure starts. Figure something out or I'm on a plane come Tuesday and the gloves are off. June 22nd, things start to get ugly. I can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. Stop effing around, put me back to work. If you want to play games, we can play games. So is this a whistleblower or a fired employee trying to force his way back in? July 4th, he's still trying to come back. I'm submitting a new application to be reconsidered for contract work in Israel, Gaza. He only went public after that door was shut for good. And there's also a fabricated memo, apparently. He claimed it was written on May 28th, but the metadata shows otherwise. Created July 21st, terminated June 13th. He wrote it weeks after he was fired and backdated it allegedly to make himself look credible. So is this a whistleblower or a disgruntled employee who was fired and is now rewriting the entire story? The media should be taking a hard look at this before giving him a huge platform.
How does she do this work? And the media got him on full blast every day, not every day, but the days that we've seen, and he's just spewing stupidity. And they don't even, and now he's been exposed. Laura Inger, I said Laura Inger. I forget, Stella Inger. Stella Inger exposed, and so some of you guys may not know, but I worked with Stella Inger when she was in Tucson. And then I worked with her. I was a PIO. She was on the news, local news there. That's how I know her. She's absolutely amazing. She was amazing then. She's amazing now. But she's exposed this guy. Why don't the news pick it up and make an apology or retraction or something? Are they going to do it? Are y'all going to hold them accountable to do it? The ones that are naysayers that always think that Israel is a bad guy. Look at what these people are doing. It's asinine to me. All right, moving on. And this is a good segue into the next topic. I don't know if you guys seen that Palestine conference. You will never see, in my opinion, not just my opinion, I think it's a fact. I give somebody $100 if they can show me a video of a conference of this magnitude where you have Jewish people saying death to America and we need to get rid of Western civilization. We need to get rid of America as an image in the minds of people, inviting former terrorists to come and speak. Declaring that they're going to take over the country. If you can find a Jewish conference that does this, I'll give you $100. But yet people are so upset about Israel. The devil that's already in our country trying to take over, people don't even want to talk about it. What's going on, y'all? I want to stop for a minute and talk about Ground.News just real quick, because this is the reason why I love Ground.News, and this is the reason, or at least the way I think everybody should view content. Everybody should view the news, is knowing where it came from. A lot of times you see headlines that say this or say that, but on Ground.News, you can tell exactly who's writing about it, what organizations are behind it, how it's being funded, and whether the right is talking about it, the left is talking about it. You can see with little indicators right here. But let's not forget about the blind spots, which I think is probably one of the most important things you can evaluate when you're looking at the news cycle, right? So you see over here, if you look at the blind spot section, this is for the right, people on the right. This is for people on the left. Let's go down here and let's look at the Epstein situation. People on the right, when it comes to Epstein, or what people on the right are talking about, the left needs to be paying attention to, is that Representative Luna suggests that Epstein's sex trafficking operation was a lot bigger than what people would expect. Now, the left don't want to talk about that. I wonder why. You go over here, Jimmy Kimmel shares his views on Trump had Epstein killed rumor. Republicans don't want to talk about it, but you need to look and see what are they saying on the other side, so you can be informed, whether you are debating, whether you just need to know, kind of what your mama and them are going to be bringing up at the dinner. You got to be well versed when you're looking at media, and Ground.News is the only website that I trust that can make that happen. So make sure you guys subscribe through my link at ground.news/Tatum or download the mobile app and use offer code Tatum for 40% off the unlimited Vantage plan to see through media bias and stay informed. You will never see, in my opinion, not just my opinion, I think it's a fact. I give somebody $100 if they can show me a video of a conference of this magnitude where you have Jewish people saying death to America, and we need to get rid of Western civilization. We need to get rid of America as an image in the minds of people, inviting former terrorists to come and speak. I mean, declaring that they're going to take over the country. If you can find a Jewish conference that does this, I give you $100. But yet people are so upset about Israel. The devil that's already in our country trying to take over, people don't even want to talk about. So let's play this first clip.
On American soil, terrorists took the stage and trashed the country hosting them.
The thing to do is to destroy the idea of America in Americans' heads.
It's called the People's Conference for Palestine, which thousands of people attended. And what they were cheering for should terrify you. This isn't a peace conference. It's a gathering of radical activists, terrorist-linked organizations, and people glorifying violence under the banner of liberation. They invited actual terrorists, like Hussein Shahim, a convicted terrorist who built a cell in Jerusalem and was sentenced to 27 years for attempted murder. He was recently released in a hostage deal and was still invited to come speak. Here's what's actually being said at this conference.
We all know who they are, whether they are in Israel, in Washington, in Europe. They need to be taken out. They need to be neutralized. Now it's time to escalate.
They preach martyrdom.
Salute to our martyrs, those who are killed but never die.
They incite hatred towards America.
We live in an evil country. That's just what's happening.
They push rhetoric going against the West, socially, ideologically, and politically, to cheer for sentences like this.
Liberation, never peace. That's the white man's word, peace. Liberation is our word.
Does that sound like they want peace? They're romanticizing war, and they're turning this into a cult-like experience where people are continuing to be radicalized. And then we see applause erupting when somebody says something like this.
I can tell you, I'm more Palestinian than I am American.
This isn't activism. This is a whole event made to radicalize a group of people under the guise of liberation for the oppressed.
Every sector of society must become a front for confronting Zionism.
And it's funded by organizations directly tied to terrorism. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition was literally led by a Hamas operative. The AMP is under investigation for terror ties, and Code Pink has a long record of working with terrorists and oppressive regimes like Iran. We're living in a world where right and wrong are being blurred on purpose.
We need to retake the universities. We need to neutralize and silence these corporate media.
Where saying peace gets booed, but calling for jihad gets applause. Where blatant hate is being branded as activism and nobody calls it out.
Find that anger within your heart.
Where the people in this conference are using the right of free speech given to them by America to incite violence in America.
We wanted to globalize the Intifada.
This is not liberation. This is dangerous and it needs to be stopped.
I'm just saying, bro. The Jews are running America. Elika said this on my show. I don't know if y'all see Elika. She my number one or top viewed interview that I've done of all time have been Elika. And Elika said this on my show. She alluded to the idea of a scapegoat in a delusion that will cause both left and right to join, while the real enemy, which is this jihadist theology, it creeps in and takes a foothold in our country. Everybody's saying we shouldn't give money to Israel. We shouldn't give money to Israel. AIPAC is bad. Yet these Muslim countries are spending billions of dollars at our university. And we claim that the universities are indoctrinating our students. You don't just have to be lobbying to have influence in America that could be contributing to the delinquency of the young people. And what do we see? That's what we see happening at our university. When you're talking about FARA registered lobby groups, China, Saudi Arabia, some of these other places are giving way more money to AIPAC, but people are focused on AIPAC. You don't realize that they're doing this behind your back. You focus here. They run America. They run a news agency. Bad Jew, bad Jew, bad Jews, bad Jews. Then they over here having a free Palestine conference that has nothing to do with Palestine, has everything to do with the overthrowing of the American ideal. They on there saying F America, but you over here, Jew, 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 Jew. and they're building up an empire to take over the country, take over the West. Look at what they're doing in Europe. Look at what they're doing in Europe, bro. But the Jews are the problem. The Jews ain't in Europe taking over, in the middle of the street doing all this, raping people. Ask Europeans, is it a problem that these Muslim immigrants have come into their country? Look at Rashida Tlaib and all these American-hating people. Despise America. And y'all Jew. All right, roll the next clip. This girl is being investigated for this.
Is that 70% of the cost of the F-35 program actually comes from the supply chain. 70% of this $2 trillion that goes into the supply chain is literally because they need to transport the different components of the F-35 to different locations to assemble them. And what's really important for us to know is that the F-35 supply chain functions off of this just-in-time logistics process. It's called this, it's an inventory management system, and it's called just-in-time, which means that it delivers the goods right before they're needed. And it's also noted that for an F-35, for every 1 hour of flight, it actually needs 3 hours of maintenance. So what I'm saying to y'all is that if one specific node of the F-35 supply chain is intervened in, it has a huge impact on our people back home. And so we've really developed a methodology, and then I hope that we can get into this and we can talk about it a bit more through this panel. But what's important for us to know here is that the more that we know, the more that we can do. Knowledge is really power here. And we need to be surgical, we need to be strategic, and we need to be bold in our actions. Because there are many different points of these supply chains of death that we can intervene in, and we must intervene in.
Has to be a crime. Suggesting the thwarting of American military supply chain is like terrorism. You're going to disrupt the American, you attempt to disrupt America's ability to defend itself from domestic or foreign terrorists and fighting in foreign wars, and you're going to interject yourself in a supply chain to disrupt that. You are acting outside of the best interests of the United States of America, counteracting the policies and procedures and protocol and tactics of the United States of America to remain safe. You got to go to jail over this. Let's play the clip of I think this Representative Luna. Oh, that's that. Let's play the clip of it's a photo of Tom Cotton referencing an investigation of that very thing, because all of these people that you see at this conference, some of terrorists, are in America, on American soil, ordering death to America. In this conference, you heard that girl at the clip before say that she want to disrupt the supply chain. You heard another man say that we need to win back the universities. They're literally expressing a government takeover to push what? Their ideology. This is not about Palestine. If people really wanted to free Palestinians, they would want to free Palestinians from the PLO rule back, because the Palestinians had a problem with the PLO. That's how Hamas came about. So from the PLO to Hamas, you should want to free Palestine from them. It's not Israel. Israel gave them Gaza. What happens? A terrorist organization come take all the stuff, build tunnels, give them no aid, stealing aid, killing people, go and start a war that they know they can't finish, hide behind their people. Lord, this is so frustrating to watch it happen. And nobody's saying nothing about this. Go and look at your favorite social media people. Go look at your favorite news. They talk about Jews all day long, but have they made a video about this one time? Just go look at them. Y'all know who they are. Go and look. Are they making content talking about this? The very thing that's in our backyard that's going to be the death and demise of this country if we don't get a hold of it. It's not the Jews. It's these people that are on camera saying they want to get rid of Western civilization, the American idea, interfering in production of our military jets. That's the stuff they say publicly. All right.